you ever looked at someone's rank and wondered, what does that mean? Or how does somebody know what to call that person? Did you know that knowing the rank structure in the Army can actually help you get paid more while you're in training? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Team Wilbob. I'm Staff Sergeant Robert Williams, a recruiter for the Washington Army National Guard. Do me a favor and hit that subscribe button and that bell icon so you can get notified every time I post a video. Today, I'm going to be talking about the enlisted rank structure for the United States Army. There are 3 different rank groups: the enlisted, the warrant officer, and commissioned officer. Today, I'm only talking about one, and in a couple weeks, I will make a video about warrant officers and commissioned officers and how you can become one. First thing, your pay is determined by what's called your pay grade. And this corresponds directly to your rank. And how this pay is determined is obviously the number associated with your pay grade, how long you've been in the military service, and other things, possibly like your zip code, where you're stationed, or if you're in a unit like an airborne unit, you can get paid more as well. Your rank is how much responsibility you have. It also has certain legal requirements. For instance, you have to be at least an E6, like me, to be able to handle certain classified material. You also have to be a commissioned officer to give the oath of enlistment. There are also 3 groups of enlisted ranks: the junior enlisted, the junior non-commissioned officers, or NCOs, and the senior NCOs. The junior enlisted are from E1 to E4. You have private E1 with no insignia, private E2 with what's called a chevron, and private first class E3 with a chevron and what's called a rocker. These are the personnel who have been in the military for generally less than 2 years and have just finished training and are starting to learn how the Army works. E4 specialist, with this nice bird logo, is more seasoned, generally has at least 2 years in the military, and is being groomed for a leadership position. Junior NCOs are corporal, which is also an E4, but means you have been selected for the next higher rank. You just haven't completed all of your training and education. E5 sergeant with 3 chevrons is the first official leadership position in the Army. You are what's called a team leader, and you have 2 to 4 people, usually 3, underneath you, whom you will be mentoring and training. Then you have Staff Sergeant E6 with the 3 chevrons and 1 rocker. This is your squad leader or your section sergeant. This is the first rank where you actually have other leaders underneath you whom you will be mentoring, training, and evaluating. You can also do what's called staff duty in this position, and you could be in like a headquarters element. You could be doing certain details like recruiting or a host of other things. And you'll generally have 2 or 3 E5 sergeants underneath you, and there are 2 to 4 enlisted personnel beneath them. Now, senior NCOs. This is where you start having broader responsibility. This is also where Congress technically has a say in whether or not you get promoted, but they really don't debate it that much. The first rank at E7 is your sergeant first class with 2 rockers. This is the platoon sergeant, where you are in charge of 2 to 5 staff sergeants, and you're responsible for training and advising the brand new commissioned officer. In addition, you are responsible for the logistics of a platoon when you're doing operations. So you have to deal with things like food and water, sleep schedules, medical concerns, and a host of other duties that are small but very important. You must be detail-oriented to be a platoon sergeant. E8, which is 2 different ranks. The first one is Master Sergeant, which has now 3 chevrons and 3 rockers. This is a staff position where you will be at a higher headquarters. And then you have the First Sergeant, which now has a diamond in the middle of those chevrons and rockers. This is the top enlisted person in a company-size element. They are attached to the company commander and advise them on what the enlisted personnel need, and they help plan operations. Again, of course, they also have logistical concerns that they must deal with, as well as coordinating with the 2 to 5 platoons underneath them. Then you get to E9, where you have 3 ranks. The Sergeant Major, which has a star in the middle, another staff duty position where you'll be generally at a battalion or higher level of command. Then you have the Command Sergeant Major, which has a wreath around that star in the middle, and this is the top enlisted person in a battalion or brigade and successively higher levels of unit of command. Then, of course, you have the Sergeant Major of the Army, of which there is only one, and they are an advisor to the highest levels of officers in the Army, as well as to civilian leadership. We have a saying in the Army, 2 up, 1 down, and that means you need to be able to do the job of the person below you and 2 people above you. Now, obviously, you have to be able to do that job below you because you have to train and mentor those personnel. The people above you, you need to be able to take their jobs in case something happens, something possibly like catastrophic, like in combat, or just in normal life, like somebody takes a vacation, or they have a baby, or they're going to other training, or somebody retires and they just haven't been replaced yet. And because of this, you might find people working at a higher level than I've described here, and that's really good for them. All right, so that's a brief overview of the enlisted rank structure from E1 to E9. Remember, knowing this can help you get paid more if you're a brand new soldier. So pay attention and go back through this video. In 2 weeks, I'll do another video on rank structure for the warrant officers and commissioned officers and how you can become one. Next week, my video is going to be on what's your plan after high school. This is not going to be military specific. This is just going to be a general broad discussion and helpful to anyone leaving high school. Thanks for tuning in. Do me a favor, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, that bell icon, so you can be notified of my future videos, and have a great day.